Hey everyone, welcome back to Screen Time Breakdown, the podcast where we go full throttle into the biggest movie releases, one spoiler-free review at a time. I'm your host, and today we're diving helmet first into the high-speed world of Formula One, or at least the Hollywood version of it. Yep, we're talking about F1, the brand new racing drama starring Brad Pitt, directed by Joseph Kosinski, and backed by the same adrenaline-pumping team that gave us Top Gun Maverick. So, does F1 cross the finish line in style, or does it spin out in the final lap? Buckle up. Let's break it down. All right, so here's the setup. Brad Pitt plays Sonny Hayes, a former F1 prodigy who's been out of the racing game for decades after a nasty crash ruined his career. These days, he's kind of a drifting nomad, driving cabs, entering local races, living in a camper van, and gambling his way through life. That is until his old friend Ruben, played by Javier Bardem, ropes him back into the F1 scene. Ruben's team, APX, is struggling at the bottom of the rankings. They need a miracle. So naturally, they turn to Sonny, the washed-up legend. And just like that, we're off to the races. Let's talk about what F1 gets absolutely right, the racing scenes. Director Joseph Kosinski knows how to film high-speed vehicles, and with cinematographer Claudio Miranda behind the lens, every race feels intense, immersive, and honestly, kind of beautiful. From the iconic Silverstone circuit to other Grand Prix destinations, the movie looks incredible. They used real tracks, real F1 teams, and with Lewis Hamilton on board as an executive producer, the authenticity is top tier. This is not Fast and Furious. It's much closer to Rush or Ford v Ferrari. Sleek, precise, and reverent. And Hans Zimmer? Once again, he delivers an electric score that blends synth with stadium rock energy. You'll feel every gear shift and tire squeal in your bones. But here's where F1 hits the brakes a little bit. The story? It's fine. If you've seen an underdog sports movie, you already know the arc. The team's in trouble, the grizzled veteran shows up, the rookie has an attitude, they butt heads, and eventually, you get it. There's nothing wrong with that formula, but F1 sticks so tightly to it that you can see every turn coming from miles away. And speaking of characters, Sonny Hayes is just too perfect. He walks into Silverstone looking like he stepped off a fashion runway, calm as ever, cracks a few jokes, and suddenly he's a tactical genius, inspiring leader, and even a low-key car designer. No demons, no doubts. He's basically racing Batman. That lack of vulnerability really hurts the emotional core of the movie. You're never truly worried about him. He's just cool. And while Brad Pitt does charisma better than almost anyone, there's only so much he can do with a script that doesn't challenge him. Now, to the supporting cast. Carrie Condon, who you might remember from The Banshees of Inisherin, plays Kate, the technical director of APX, and Sonny's love interest. She brings a grounded, natural energy to the role and actually has one of the more believable relationships in the film. Damson Idris, playing rookie driver Noah Pierce, starts off as the cocky kid with a chip on his shoulder. He's solid, and his arc of slowly respecting Sonny plays out predictably, but it's acted well. The problem is his character feels more like a vehicle for a lesson than a real person. And we've got to talk about the dialogue. Let's just say it won't be winning any writing awards. You've got lines like, "This is not where you want to be, last place," and reporters explaining the race like we've never seen a car before. The exposition is laid on thick, which suggests the filmmakers didn't totally trust us to keep up. But here's the thing. F1 isn't a disaster. Not even close. Visually, it's stunning. The races are thrilling. The soundtrack is killer. And if you're a Formula One fan, you'll probably love the insider detail and reverence the movie gives the sport. But if you're looking for a deeper story, a more complex character study, or even just some unexpected twists, You won't find much of that here. F1 plays it safe. It's more a highlight reel than a gripping narrative. So, final verdict? F1 gets 3 out of 4 stars from me. It's a polished ride, fast, flashy, and fun, but it never quite breaks out of the sports movie template. Think of it like a very well-produced pre-season exhibition match. Exciting in the moment, but not especially memorable. F1 hits UK cinemas on June 25th and lands in the US on June 27th. It's rated PG-13 for some strong language and racing action, and it runs 2 hours and 36 minutes. That's all for today's episode of Screen Time Breakdown. Don't forget to hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. And if you've seen F1, let me know your thoughts. Was it worth the ride, or did it stall for you too? Until next time, keep your engines running and your popcorn fresh.